got love for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about? You know, I'm not here to start any trouble.
I'm only going to say nice things about you from now on. I think you're handsome, and I think you're a wonderful host.
I'm fat and I'm overweight.
Just don't say anything silly.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take it serious.
You know, I don't want y'all to take anything out of context that I'm saying.
He's very funny. He likes to joke around a lot.
As a personality and as an entertainer, yes.
This is going to be really quick. I'm not taking any questions.
Go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to talk for a little bit.
You're listening to Cabbie Presents, the podcast.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Cabbie Richards. Thank you for checking into the podcast. Appreciate the click and the download and for donating your time to the stories and stupid commentary for the next little while. The stories will be great. My voice, not so much. Before we start, I want to deposit some positivity into the ethos, into the universe. Here are a few things that I love. I love the latest Dude Perfect video on stereotypes. These guys parody different stereotypes of pickup basketball players. It's very well done. I love the movie Two Guns with Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. Great chemistry and a very fun ride. It was worth my $12. Fruitvale Station was formulaic, but very touching. Solid acting from actors Michael B. Jordan and Octavia Spencer. What I loved about this movie is how emotional it made me. By the end, there were sniffles heard all through the theater, and I had to get out of there as soon as the director's name appeared on the screen because I didn't want anyone to see the semi-stream of a tear running along the crease where my nose meets my cheek. And I loved the class warfare premise of Elysium with Matt Damon. That movie had excellent imagination and an execution with a similar theme to the movie District 9, which was also written and directed by Neil Blomkamp. It was absolutely worth my $12. So I'm at a party the other day, and a guy is telling me about this app called Tinder. I know Tinder has been around for a few months, but it feels like it has exploded this summer. So for those of you using the app Tinder, please play safe. And if you're a friend of mine and you're using Tinder, please send pics. I heard about, for dirtbags like me, this app sounds like the best time ever. I'm not sure if I can engage in the shenanigans with this app, but I'm sure there are people out there having an amazing time. It's the kind of app for athletes or people that travel a lot would really like to use or really use well when meeting new friends. Speaking of friends, I want to thank everybody that attended the 8th annual Fellas X Summer Party. It was legendary. It's every August, the third weekend in August, my boys and I, we throw this party, a house party, and we're very thankful and appreciative to the people that come and enjoy a night with us. And the best part is, well, not the best part, but for the boys, we always enjoy the post game the day after, hearing about the stories from that night. And thank you to everybody for sticking with the theme. It was a white party. Everybody had to wear their white on white, so it was everybody looked clean and fresh. We're actually going to discuss the summer party with my guest, who I also love. She's great on TV, and she's great here. And she makes her return to the Cabbie Presents podcast and is in studio right now.
If it's going to be an interview, I'm going to conduct it. So I'll answer my own questions, ask myself the questions, then give y'all the answers.
The last time I spent time with my guest, we were I was wearing a red T-shirt, and she was dressed in white, and she brought two of her very attractive friends to what is being known as being called as a legendary summer party, being called that by me only.
It's legendary.
Right. And she is currently the host of Play with AJ on MTV. Happy to be joined by Aliya Jasmine Sovani. Welcome back to the Cabbie Presents podcast.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back. And your party is legendary, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We had a good time.
It's an all-white party.
Well, it has been for the past 2 years.
White clothes, not people.
Yeah, not people. Yes. It's very multicultural. We have all the flavors representing.
This is a small booth, Cabbie.
Yeah, but people don't know this. Okay, when they're listening, somebody is at the gym. He doesn't care where we're sitting.
Last time I came to the Cabbie podcast, we had a huge room. There was like guys working for you. We had a big boardroom table. There was like water,
much like
snacks.
the city of Detroit, we are now bankrupt.
Now we're in this tiny little closet. There's nobody here but us.
Yeah, but this is
even
by
a recording,
design.
Or is this some weird thing
No, it
I
is.
walked into?
It's recording, but it's by design for me, like, because I'm such a creep.
Is this what you had Nazem Kadri in too?
I did, yeah.
And this close?
I was closer to Nazem. I was closer. Have you gotten him on your show yet? Have you guys worked it out?
No, I emailed him, and he's going back to London.
He wants to come on. He said he wants to do the show.
I can't wait. Well, he's in the middle of some contract stuff, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't. But like, you're not. I mean, you're not gonna bring that up on your show?
No, I don't care. I want to know what he listens to.
Yeah, he's a huge music guy. He loves. I mean, he went to Veld. Did you? Were you here in town when Veld was on?
I didn't go, but I saw.
Do you ever go to those?
No.
So you don't go to Oshiega, which is.
I go to Oshiega, but usually if I'm not going for work, I don't go. I cover Oshiega for work. I cover Coachella. So I don't.
Do you do Bonnaroo? Have you done Bonnaroo too?
Never. I want to.
What about Lollapalooza?
Yeah, I've done Lollapalooza. But yeah, no, I'll go to the concerts though. Like I was just at the Kenny Chesney concert. You know me and my country.
I don't know you and your country. I don't know what that means.
I love everything, but I think people are surprised to know how much I love country.
Yeah, and you're the only person of color there, I'm sure, other than the people working at the venue.
I grew up in Barhaven, man. Shout out to Barhaven. I grew up in the middle of like a strawberry field and a cornfield.
Okay, Barhaven, Ontario?
Yeah.
Which is how far outside of Ottawa, Ontario, our capital?
45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, now my parents are like even further than that. They're out in Manotick, so it's like we're
far.
far.
Don't you guys have like a ranch? You guys have like an acreage, right? Your parents?
Yeah.
you guys have a waterfall in your house?
Not a water. Like no, there's a ravine.
A ravine that goes through the house. You have to like step over it, and like, in the middle of the night when you got munchies, you have to be careful you don't step in the ravine. But the salamander sandwiches you guys have are pretty legendary. So when you go to those music festivals for work, how long do you stay there? Because you're going to interview the artist, right?
Yeah.
And maybe get a taste of like some of the crazy people that are there and like, oh, we love this. And then people body surfing and sliding in the mud, and then kids just spinning around in circles.
Right.
Like, do you get some of that environment?
Yeah, always, yeah.
What was the last one you went to for work?
Oh my God, I haven't been on MTV News for a bit now, so it was probably Oshiega last year. I think was the last
I feel like
one.
I still see you on MTV News. Like I think I was watching it the other day. You have a hit like
I do. Yeah, I do
like
some
somewhat
stuff still
recently,
for them.
like the last month or something.
I get such great access to so many like musicians that sometimes my interviews will still air on MTV News, and I'll do like little highlights for them once in a while.
But you don't do like, because before you were like in the newsroom and you're like, okay, this is what's going on.
Yeah. I don't do that.
So
now.
you don't do that anymore.
Now I do Play with AJ, and it's sports and pop culture, and that's kind of like takes up my whole week. Because I also produce on the show, right? So it takes a lot more of my time.
Which for people listening, producing is like it's all the things that go into making the segment for television. So it's coordinating, it's writing, and it's
like
picking
the guests, the locations,
and it's picking and then you're in the edit suite, it's picking the shots, like visually laying out the interview and adding some elements for it to be that nice tight, either 90 seconds or 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever you see on TV. The producing goes, it's all the stuff you don't see, basically.
Which Cabbie does as well. So shout out to you.
Yeah,
You've
but
always
whatever.
done
Okay,
that.
but we're not talking about me. We're talking about Play with AJ. So since I am a creep, and we'll move on from the summer party, I was creeping on your Instagram, and if you guys if you don't already, follow Aliya Jasmine on Twitter. It's at Aliya Jasmine, ALIYA JASMINE.
Nice.
at Aliya Jasmine on Twitter and at Aliya Jasmine on Instagram. And I saw that recently you were at the BioSteel camp.
Yeah.
And you interviewed Mike Camilleri and Paul Bissonnette. Which one of them made you laugh? Or did anybody make you laugh?
Yeah. Camilleri probably more.
Really? Than
Which
Biz?
is surprising, right?
Right, yeah.
Biz was on a, so I only know Biz Nasty from his Instagram and
and Twitter?
And from your podcast,
actually.
Okay. But, because, we don't usually see a lot of him on the ice. So it's really like those are the two times I really know him from. But, I have a certain perception of him.
Okay.
And so I was really interested to see what he was like in real life. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah. But, why wouldn't you think he's a nice guy?
Well, because he seems like a giant dick in every other way.
Okay.
Especially as a female, like you follow him and like every Instagram picture of him for a while were all about like different girls everywhere. City he went. He wouldn't even say the girl's name. He would just say the city that he was in.
It's amazing.
Okay.
That's why he's a legend among dudes. He's like he's a god among men to some.
But it's calmed down, which I had to ask him about, and apparently he's found a girl, so it's all calmed down.
Who is a 12 out of 10.
She's super smoking, yeah.
Yeah.
I asked him about your podcast with him, actually.
What do you mean?
Well, because remember I called you and I was really upset.
The one line you definitely take. Okay, but tell.
Okay, so I was listening to the podcast with Cabbie and Biz Nasty, and Paul Bissonnette said something along the lines of, if he was George Clooney, he would never settle down because he doesn't have to, where like an athlete's career is so short that he has to settle down. And that really hurt my feelings.
Why?
Because I feel like the only reason he would settle, it's just incredibly insulting. It's like the only reason he would settle down is because, like, what about love? What about meeting someone who you're in love with? And like maybe George Clooney will, who cares about the options? What if you meet one? See, you agree with Biz Nasty because you don't ever want to get married. Which is a whole other thing.
100%.
But, so I had to ask him about
that. So let's just quickly go down the love street, okay? Do you understand how many people get divorced in our country?
Yeah.
It's like half of the marriages don't even last 2 years.
Right.
Those people, I would, generally speaking, being an optimist, and you're an optimist, you're a romantic, get married for love. Generally speaking, most of those people.
Okay.
And of most of those people, half of most of those people fall out of love.
Do you know what I think the secret is?
What?
Respect.
What's respect?
Like, I honestly think that at some point you stop respecting the other person, and I think that's I think that's important to keep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Did you hear about the girlfriend app?
No, what's that?
Oh my God.
That sounds amazing.
Okay, the girlfriend, first of all, let me just put this out there as like a prelogue to this conversation. I do not agree with this. I do not endorse it. And if anything, it completely enrages me. But
okay. I feel like I'm gonna like it. The girlfriend app.
The girlfriend app is an app that girls can download on their boyfriend's iPhones, and it tracks them like a GPS. And whenever you get a text message, your girlfriend gets it sent to her too, so she can read it.
Come on!
And
no, I hate this. I hate this.
And there is a way where you can silently call your boyfriend's phone, so you can hear where they are. And here's the best part: for $2 extra, you can have it the app will hide, so they won't know that app is on.
Are you kidding?
So the only thing
that's not a real app.
It is.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
It's called the Boyfriend app.
Okay.
You know my girlfriend Kathleen, who's a producer over at Much.
Yeah. Wait. Are you airing out her business right now?
No, she just found it out because she's producing a segment on it for her new show, The Social, and she was. They were talking.
Kathleen's
about
on The Social.
She's producing for it. T-Rex. You know, T-Rex and Kathleen were telling me about it.
Oh my gosh! Hold on.
It's called they swear it's real. They just told me about it on the way here.
Wait,
in
the
parking
girlfriend
lot.
app? Okay, hold on.
No, it's called the Boyfriend app.
Boyfriend app. Okay, I'm just looking at it right now.
Or is it called the Girlfriend app? I can't remember what I just said. It's one or the other.
This is unbelievable.
Yes.
Okay, Okay, I'm on. So right now I'm on I use an Android. Okay, my boyfriend maker. Okay, it's not. Okay. So maybe it's called the Girlfriend app. Right now I'm using an Android. I'm in the Play Store, and I don't see it. Okay, so it's not boyfriend. Okay, I'm gonna. Sorry, say what?
I mean, I meant I'm going to check on my
Yes,
phone too. I am
please.
also checking on my iPhone at
Pocket
the
Girlfriend
exact
Lite?
same
Is that what
time.
it is? My virtual girlfriend? What? Oh my gosh, this is like. Okay, you're gonna have to text it to me, and
You know what? I'll ask them to send it to you,
it's the actual name, so I can find it.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's so do you know that for like, there's an app on either the iPhone or the it's probably on Android as well, that when you have your password encrypted, there's an app that, like, if your girlfriend or whatever tries to, anytime there's an incorrect password entered, there's an app that takes a snapshot of the person who's trying to unlock your phone.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. So then like someone's trying to like go through your phone, which I think is brilliant.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah, but I mean that's if you don't trust if you don't trust
then
your
why
girlfriend,
are you even in that relationship?
right? But I mean, but you might still love them. But trust is a tough one. Like that's a tough one to regain once it's like.
You can't. That's my rule. That's why I walk away from so many relationships. If the trust is gone, it's just gone. I don't do second chances.
That's true. Well, you don't at all.
I've done it once, and I'll never do it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's for me too. Sorry, I'm juicing while I'm talking to you. I'm on a juice cleanse.
I want to get to that too, because I spoke to Adam Vancouverton about juice cleanses, and he has this whole thing about misinformation, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, certainly when it comes to health, because the way of, and I got to get to this story about the cronut, but the way of the world, right now, everybody's trying to, it seems like a lot of people are trying to live healthier lifestyles, whether it's through meditation, certainly through diet and exercise and physical activity. So he's on, Adam's on this thing about, like, if you're going to go do a juice cleanse, don't go to the store and ask, the guy.
No, this is like a legit, my doctor recommended
Okay, perfect. That's what he said. Go to your doctor or your nutritionist.
You know why? Because I know, and this is another fad, everyone's like can't eat gluten. My body's reacting to either dairy or gluten. I don't know which one. So what I'm doing is doing a juice cleanse just so I can reintroduce them and see what I'm reacting to. That's the only, I'm not doing it to get skinny or anything.
How many days are you doing that for?
4.
4 days, just juice?
No, I do like a kale, like I have like a kale salad that I'll eat, and I have a little like fruit bar, but it's all like it's.
You're eating like what a rabbit would eat. What a rabbit could find in the friggin'
like
the ravine by your parents' house
all
in Barhaven,
natural.
Ontario.
Back to my roots, Cabbie. Back to my roots. Like, you're the one who eats celery at your desk, so don't turn me on like.
Yeah, I eat celery, but I eat Captain Crunch at 2:30 in the morning. And I ate a bag of all dressed chips the other day.
Yeah, right.
By myself.
Yeah, right.
And no, I
probably ran on the treadmill for an extra half hour after that.
Yeah, because I felt guilty, but I ate. But yesterday I went to see
By the way, Cabbie, when we were in LA, Cabbie kept running into like doing these hikes out in like the LA mountains all by himself. And every morning I'd be like, Cabbie, I really want to go. I keep hearing about these hikes through LA, and he would never he would leave me, and I would have to be in this little tiny hot treadmill room in this like hotel.
At the gym at the hotel?
It was so small and it was so hot and not air conditioned while you were like out on these amazing sites, and tell everybody why you wouldn't bring me.
Let me just repeat a quote from a man smarter than me. Aliya Jasmine, you don't bring sand to the beach. What she's talking about is the Runyon Canyon run in LA, which is, it's like the scenic hiking trail. And the women, it's like they go in groups of 4, 6, 8, and 10, just girls. And everybody's dressed up like it's a casting call. It's like they're going to run into Brian Grazer or Jerry Bruckheimer or friggin', who's the guy that did This Is 40? What's, Seth, like, the director. Oh, I can't believe I'm having a brain freeze right now. No. Seth Rogen's crew. Seth Rogen, oh my gosh.
I'm not going to remember this either. Not Jay Baruchel's and who you're
yeah, but he's part of the crew. I'm such an idiot. Judd Apatow. Jeez, I'm such an idiot. So like these women are like hiking as though they'd see one of these influential Hollywood types. Which for me, it was great because I wasn't wearing aviators, unfortunately, so I couldn't creep that hard. I was just out there in shorts and a t-shirt. Is
that whole thing true about guys in sunglasses?
Absolutely. Are you kidding?
No, I just thought that was like a joke, like a dude joke, like wear your sunglasses.
No, it's to creep. And certainly like how, like, if you're walking with a girl, you have to wear sunglasses just so you can check other girls out.
Well, you're a pretty influential Canadian producer. You could
No,
maybe.
that's not the same. I don't know. What do you
Remember when you told me what Eskimo Brothers were?
Oh my! But listen, just for the record, I don't condone the use of that term. It's not. It's kind of offensive. It's super offensive. Okay, so wait. So you lost my train of thought. Okay, cleansing, gluten. But I was going to get back to. The other thing that Biz said on that podcast. I'm sorry, was, and I think you objected to because we spoke about this afterwards. Was that Biz said, if you're not married, you're single, and I think you objected that one.
No, I love that.
Oh, you love that one?
That's my motto. Yeah. If you're not married, you're single, and it's like if you're. Oh, I shouldn't. I'm gonna dig myself a hole here.
You love that one. All the time or some of the time?
I loved that one until I got into the relationship with the person I'm in right now, who I love so much. And so it's kind of changed for me. But until this relationship, I mean, I was a different person. You change, you grow up, and when you meet someone that you think is the one, you change. But before this, that was definitely my motto, is if you're...
Do you actually change, though?
I feel like I'm a better woman. 100%, yeah. I think he makes me a better woman. I really do. And I don't care. Like, I really, really... like adore the guy that I'm with, so
yeah, but dudes don't change. Like I don't know how much he's changed, but dudes generally do not change.
I think you're right. I don't think he's changed, but I just was lucky enough to meet a guy that's a good dude. Like I think he's always been a good guy, and I think I just was lucky enough that he's my good guy now. Okay, we're gonna move on because I'm just like there's a guy who's in Edmonton that's just bored by this relationship stuff. I love Edmonton. Can I say I actually have a soft spot for guys from Alberta.
Really?
Oh my God.
What do you mean?
My history of the guys that have come in and out of my life, like there's a good percentage that
Wolf Blitzer is not from Alberta.
Alberta beef. No.
No. You've dated Wolf Blitzer and
I have not dated Wolf Blitzer.
And Peter Mansbridge.
Peter Mansbridge is hilarious, by the way. He tweets at me all the time. He's so funny.
Yeah, okay, but you've dated guys that are born in the same year as both of those two iconic broadcasters.
You won't get off this, and it's not true. I date guys that are younger than me.
Your last two guys, your current dude and the dude.
No, the last guy I dated was younger than me.
Yeah, no, sorry. What I meant was they've been younger than you.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Have you never dated someone older than you?
No.
Ever? You've never dated like a girl who was like a year or two older than you, or more, or like a hot MILF?
No,
huh?
Never.
I think it's different for guys.
Right. I mean, I've known some.
Right.
But not.
Known some in a hotel room in Minnesota one night.
No. Minneapolis sucks. No, I've been friendly, and that's about it.
Okay.
That's about all I'll say publicly.
Okay.
Okay, so you're recently shooting. You were shooting. Oh yeah, we got to get to the. Okay. Before I get to Jose Reyes, because before I think when we were in LA at the ESPYs, you were going to interview Jose Reyes, or were we texting about Jose Reyes?
Yeah, I was gonna interview Jose Reyes. Yeah.
Okay, tell the Jose, tell you about your experience with Jose Reyes before I get to the cronut.
Jose Reyes is, we talk so much about these like rich, jaded, spoiled kind of like athletes so much on our show, or we see them like.
Have you guys brought up Johnny Manziel yet?
We did a whole thing where we compared him to Lindsay Lohan. My theory is that Johnny Manziel is like the Lindsay Lohan of the sports world, right?
Do you know that he hasn't?
What?
Do you know about his tattoo?
No.
And I don't know, it will eventually come out, but he has an OVO tattoo.
He does not.
He has an OVO tattoo.
Is he tight with Drake?
Yeah.
Shut up.
He has an OVO tattoo.
That's amazing.
I was told by I haven't seen it, but when I meet Johnny Manziel, they'll be like, hey man, can I see your tattoo? Which one? You know the one. And I'll just do the OVO.
Yeah. The little the owl.
So OVO,
symbol.
yeah, it's like owl. It's like upside down owl.
It's like when
it's an owl because the eyes are up top.
Yeah, it's an owl.
I don't know how to articulate this audio.
Here, what's the Jay-Z like the?
Jay-Z throws up the rock.
The rock.
The diamond.
If you throw the diamond upside down.
Yeah.
And then add like two circles at the top.
Like you know how you put glasses over your eyes.
Or like if you're like from an immigrant family, the okay. Like symbol that your dad would do with his like thumb and his finger.
Yeah, but that's
okay.
A-okay.
Yeah.
See, it's like A-okay, and you join your middle fingers together, touch middle fingers, and you put that upside down. Anyway.
Or just Google OVO symbol with your hands.
Right. Yeah. Ryan Silverstein and all those other dudes, they Noah and Oliver, they throw it up from time to time. So Jose Reyes, was he cool?
Oh my God, he was so my whole point was that this guy, Jose Reyes, is like the nicest guy in sports. He's none of those things you hear about those like spoiled, jaded athletes. He's so humble and hilarious. And, R.A. Dickey said some really nice things about him in his book. And then when I interviewed Jose Bautista, all he talked about was how great of a guy Jose Reyes is. He smiles all the time. So I couldn't wait to see if like, is this guy actually like,
is he legit? Is that like,
or is it just like all these dudes just talking about? But he was super awesome. He freestyled like a Spanish rap for me.
Oh,
and
nice.
I know how he
Did you guys get a translator or know what the hell he just said?
No, I didn't understand a lot of what he said, but I got the gist of what he said. And but he, how he has, people might not know this, Jose Reyes has a handshake with every guy on the team.
Yeah.
And he remembers that handshake with everybody. And so I asked him to show me like the Brett Laurie handshake, the Batista handshake, the Dickey handshake. And I said, do you have like a Kawasaki handshake? And he had one, and he speaks Japanese at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he didn't know what it meant. I'm like, well, what is that? Like, I don't want to imitate it because I don't want to insult anybody, but he like does this little like bow and at the end of the handshake, and he says this like sentence that you probably recognize. Like, I recognize the sentence in Japanese, but I asked him what it meant, and he was like, oh, I don't know, I just always hear him say it. So it's really cute.
He always hears Kawasaki say it?
Yeah. So he just like copied it, and it's part of their handshake. So anyways, he made a hashtag with me. He made a handshake with me. Sorry, Kathleen, that we were talking about earlier, she just texted me, and she said that the app is called Boyfriend Tracker.
Oh my gosh. Boyfriend Tracker. I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is just so insidious. Okay, so right now I don't see it on apps on the in the Play Store on the Android.
Maybe I don't know.
Boyfriend text message spy app. Oh my gosh.
Is it crazy? Can I see it? Ew,
Boyfriend text message spy app.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, on a side note, your podcast with Chaos was really good. Talking about music. I didn't know all that stuff about you, about your dad's like collection and stuff like that.
Soul Defender. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that was really cool. The Soul Defender that's so great. Like, but that's the best name ever.
Yeah, my
the
pops.
Soul Defender.
My pops.
He was the DJ, right?
He was a DJ, and his buddy Detroit Disco were they're a two-man crew. And my dad used to like make these. He'd like hand out business cards with like, it was probably with. Remember like in the library in like elementary school, how when you had like the due date, it was like that ink stamp where you could like change the June, July, August, 28, 29, 1981, 82. We're dating ourselves, but they would have. So that's probably the stamper that my dad stole from the library at Robards at University of Toronto,
where he met your mom.
Apparently. Yeah. Thank you. And handed those out for like, that was their form of advertising their parties.
I knew that about your parents because you're going to be coming up on an upcoming episode of Play with AJ. So for all of your fans who are listening.
Thank you. Play with AJ Thursdays
at 9 p.m. Eastern.
On MTV.
And Cabbie's coming up and we get to hear
Well, I don't want to. Is the stuff about my parents on there?
No.
Nobody's going to care about that.
I haven't cut it yet.
Just put like the Mike Tyson stuff on there.
The Mike Tyson,
I won't tell you.
Our guy, like Robin Curtis, my producers on the show. They I'm sure they'll choose all the good stuff.
All right.
We asked Cabbie to like tell us who like the biggest name in his phone was, because Cabbie hangs out with like all of the big athletes.
Not really. He does.
Yeah, don't humble here.
No,
he does. And so I'm like, what's the biggest name on your phone? And so he spends 5 minutes of like rolling time trying to look through his phone, and finally goes, you know what? I don't really have like big names in there. And then as the interview continues, just in conversation, it comes out like, oh yeah, Mike Tyson's wife texted me, and Jose Bautista and I like go back and forth, and like, the other night when Joffrey Lupul texted me.
No, I didn't say that. No.
Big names.
I just said that's how we got to Mike Tyson, was through his wife. That's how the interview got set up. And Joey, and then with Jose Bautista, I'm hosting his golf tournament, or emceeing his golf tournament at the end of the month. And Lupul's my dude.
Do you have their names on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that was the question.
Yeah, but it's not like, see, people think that like Kobe Bryant and I are like best friends, and we're not best friends. Jimmy Kimmel is Kobe Bryant's best friend, and I'm not there yet.
Are you jealous of that a little
100%. Oh, my ever.
You love Kobe, eh?
That's my dude. I'm a card-carrying member of Team Kobe. I would like to shout out LeBron James, though.
Okay.
Who is in many
he brought
ways
you to the game in his helicopter?
No.
Oh. Or is that Kobe?
Kobe did that.
Okay.
In many ways, LeBron is Kobe's nemesis or his adversary. But LeBron this past year has transformed as far as like he's gone, he's like enemy number one in 2010 when he made the decision. He had the Decision TV special. But the way that he has been accessible to the public or made himself accessible, and his personality and his humor.
Well, we were just watching his Instagram video where he had like the Dr. J afro wig on and doing the little dance in the retro basketball
like
uniform.
LeBron is like, I'm coming over to like yeah, I love the Dr. J Instagram. He was rapping. He is like curating the music for the new NBA game, NBA 2K14. He's picking the music, and LeBron's got all these famous musician friends. So that soundtrack should be pretty legit.
Did you see the uniforms that he bought for that? He bought
for his high school team,
right?
His St. Mary St. Vincent.
Oh my God, they're so cool. Those uniforms, they have the raddest football uniforms of any high school.
I'm sure everybody's seen it, but if you haven't seen it, they kind of look like the Oregon Ducks college football team uniforms, and the Oregon Ducks are like Nike's. So basically, like Nike's like football team,
right?
And they're like right next door to Beaverton, and Nike just built them a $68 million athletic complex.
Wow.
$68 million, like so state of the art. It's gross.
Hey, we were just talking about this the other day, but I was with the guys at my work, but just talking on uniforms. The BC Lions new uniform.
I like them.
So sexy.
Yeah, you like them?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, the black like cages.
Yeah,
Like,
I like
love
them.
it.
I like them. Again, they look like nice one. They look like the Oregon Duck uniforms, except obviously BC has the orange and Oregon has that green.
But I also love like the orange paw prints.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
cool.
They're cute, right? Like I love them.
They look very sinister. I wonder what the Ottawa Red Blacks will look like. I mean, you're from that area, and I know the Senators are red black and I guess a little bit of white.
Well, they have to. I mean, if they're called the Red Blacks and their jerseys are like blue and white, it's going to be
no.
stupid.
But I wonder if they'll have the same kind of like all black, like a black matted uniform with like a little like
Do you
the
remember
red
the
highlights.
Rough Riders uniform? Like that'll be what's hard is to not do what like the Rough Rider or the Renegades or whatever era you remember Ottawa CFL, and like it'll be hard to not copy that when you've already chosen that your colors are going to be red, black, right?
I don't mind. I mean, maybe they'll do something similar for like a third jersey or whatever. But if they did it, if it looks similar to like what the Oklahoma State, I think Oklahoma State Cowboys has like black and red, similar to what the BC Lions. I think it'll look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just see you taking a. So Aliya Jasmine in studio with me is on this juice cleanse because she's trying to reset her body to see whether or not she's allergic to gluten or dairy. And I mean, if you're allergic to dairy,
the most horrible sell for people to keep listening to this podcast.
No. But I'm getting into the food stuff. I'm
wearing a bikini this weekend too, so it kind of like
to wear.
It helps to a cottage.
How long are you going for?
I was supposed to go for a few days, but I'm coming.
Are you going to Instagram your bikini? Like, are we going to be able to see like all your business?
I don't do that.
What do you mean don't do that?
I don't Instagram bikini pics.
But will you?
No, but I have to come back because it's the I don't know if I can date the show, but it's the Video Music Awards.
No, well, this one's gonna be on like tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's the Video Music Awards this Sunday, and I'm coming back to work on those. So it's cut my weekend short.
Do you are you gonna be doing it from here in
Toronto?
Toronto?
Toronto in the commercials.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, from the studio because we have the MTV VMAs. Obviously, they're happening in New York. It's a big American thing, but we have a lot of Canadian viewers who love it. And it's a lot of big celebrities, so it's a great way for us to interact with our viewers, for us to actually be here and be reading like live tweets and just talking about the fashion, and I love all that stuff.
They have a monster like a guest list like all the biggest acts in pop music are going to be like Katy Perry, Kanye, Bieber.
Lady Gaga's opening the show. Drake, hey, your boy Drake is going to be performing.
That's awesome. I love the new album cover. Things Were Never. What is it?
Well, it has him as a baby and then him as like an adult.
And as an adult, I think that's dope. I think it's dope.
There was my boyfriend was just telling me about a line from one of his songs, which is I absolutely love, and I'm gonna get it
Nothing
wrong.
Was the Same is the name of the album, which comes out in September.
It's something like I'm like a roll of cottonelle, I'm the shit is the line or something like that.
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard that.
It's really funny.
Yeah,
I was a really bad sell, but it's really good.
That's probably like a 2 out of 10 as far as his cleverness goes. He's a great MC.
You know, you have to listen to it when he says it, not when like I say it with my like washed up Barhaven Valley girl accent, but like it's when he says it, it's really good.
So washed up.
I can't even do my braps properly. It's like a brap.
Well,
brap
people
girl.
from the suburbs aren't supposed to do brap.
Yeah, I do Valley girl as good as I'm from the Ottawa Valley. Like it's in my blood.
So this week is the CNE is on for those people outside of Toronto or outside of Ontario. In Toronto, the last 2 weeks of August.
Look at your calf muscles. Holy cow!
Nobody can see this.
That's insane.
It looks like I have like a fist, but it doesn't look healthy.
It's huge.
Anyway. Listen,
it's good. No girl likes guys with skinny legs. Like when they have like big upper bodies and tiny little legs. That's so gross. Those are good man legs.
Appreciate you. Thank you. And you guys, no one will ever see this, so I don't like.
Why don't you Instagram a picture of your legs?
No, thank you.
You're too busy Instagramming food.
I love food. Fat guys love food. So let me talk about what fat guys.
Brooks hates it when you put food pictures.
Who hates it? Brooks. Yeah, he does. Brooks and Mike Richards. Baby bro he'll send me a text like, no more food pics.
I know. When we became Twitter friends, he told me.
You and Brooks?
Yeah, he told me just please, I'll unfollow you if you do what Cabbie does, and if you put food pictures up on Instagram.
I love. Brooks and I have been talking about a segment idea that I want to shoot with him, and I'll have to do it when he gets back to Washington. Basically the idea is the 5 ways to be a gentleman.
Oh, I like that.
And he's a great dude, by all accounts, a great dude. So, and I want to do it like five ways to be a gentleman, or 5 things you need to know how to do as a man. And there's this like kind of infamous story about him helping some random people change their car tire.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, one of those, and I can't change a car. I lose a lot of man points when it comes to anything to do with
You can't
vehicles.
change a tire?
No, I don't know how to do it.
Dude, I can change a tire.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
Okay, then I know how to change a tire.
You can't.
So, okay.
Here's a true story, though. My dad is at the chair at Algonquin College. He helps run one of the departments there. And they have a course. I think it's like some kind of mechanics course, but the idea of the course is you learn how to change a tire. And it's like there's a course for that at Algonquin. And it's like really wicked because it's like hands-on stuff about like just stuff that you should know as a dude, or that I should know as like living in society, you know what I mean? And it's which is great about colleges in general, but there's a course that you can take. So anyways, that's how I know. But if you ever spend some time in Ottawa and you want to take the course,
go to see your pops.
My pops will hook you up with like a discounted student rate and teach you how to change a tire.
I will drive 5 hours to Ottawa to go see Mr. Sovani and help me change a car tire, or I'll just call CAA if I'm ever in need of changing a car tire.
If I was ever on a date with a dude and the tire blew and he called CAA, like took out his credit card and used like his gold card like insurance to call CAA, like that would be so gross.
Like what do you But like, listen, all the man needs to know how to do is be respectful, be polite, have good etiquette, and just bring it home. Like, you don't care about his ability to change car tires as long as
I really do.
Do you? Whatever. That's not even on your list of considerations and whether or not you're going to date a dude.
You know, it's not just the tire. It's just the manly. Like, I like, you know, if I need something to get
what
drilled
if the dude
into
What if the dude had, like, calluses on his hands? You're not going to want
calluses.
You're going to want him touching your body with his leathery hands?
No, I love a guy with calluses.
Well, go date a friggin' mason then. Go date a bricklayer. Or one of the guys making the train tracks from the Union Station down in downtown Toronto to the airport.
When I mentioned to you that I love guys from Alberta.
Right, yes. Right, okay. Yeah, some of those dudes are pretty rustic. So right now in Toronto is the Canadian National Exhibition. 2 weeks every year at the end of August. It's like 100 and something years old. And it's basically a carnival. So there's like, you know, a legion of carnies that make this carnival. And like the big thing this year at the CNE, which is also known as the X for people here in Toronto, is there's a food stand by this group called Epic Burgers, okay? Right. And there's something called the Cronut Burger, which is a hybrid donut and croissant as the bun, and inside the bun is a burger with cheese. and then I believe they deep fry the bun, and then they put like sugar on it, like a donut glaze, and then they serve this thing, which is rumored to be like 7,000 calories.
And then don't they also put some kind of like a mayonnaise thing over top? I've only seen the pictures of it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
So the cronut is so they've sold out of the cronut, and now
They
like
have?
yeah. So but here's the thing: like after the first few days, they sold out of the cronut, but now there's rumored to be over 100 people that have become ill, and there's been a handful of people that were hospitalized, and a couple dozen that have had to be treated by paramedics because people have gotten food poisoning from this cronut, which absolutely serves them right. If you're gonna be that much of a glutton, of a disgusting pig, then it serves you right that your internal organs are fighting your body and kicking your ass from the inside because you're so stupid.
That is gluttony. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't try a bite, just out of sheer curiosity and as a food lover.
Right.
As a foodie, I grew up in the industry. I can't say I wouldn't try it, but I definitely wouldn't pay for it.
Did you ever have so what's the most gluttonous food item that you've ever had?
My McDonald's orders.
That's the most gluttonous?
Like
but don't you eat McDonald's like once a week?
Well, like once a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once a month.
Well, you couldn't keep your figure if you went once. Well, unless you were like a crazy like workout freak, then you could.
Which I don't ever
you
do.
could reward yourself.
I just don't. I don't really have big bender nights anymore. But when I did, I would eat it once. When we first met, I was definitely eating McDonald's.
But don't you have don't you order like a Filet-O-Fish or something?
No, I order a Big Mac meal with a side of a Filet-O-Fish and a regular cheeseburger. But sometimes.
So you eat 3 hamburgers, 3 burgers.
Sometimes I don't feel like the extra cheeseburger, so I'll just get like a McChicken or something. But Filet-O-Fish and the Big Mac are definitely the 2 sandwiches I get no matter what.
Wow.
And the third thing sometimes is variable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Here's the thing though, is I'm not I'm like one of the only people who don't really like the McDonald's fries.
Really?
So I'll take a few.
What?
I'm not saying I don't eat them because everyone who's ever eaten with me will know that I eat them, but I just don't eat the whole thing. I like the burger. I like the salty burgers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's unprecedented. McDonald's French fries are like crack cocaine. I've never tried crack cocaine, but I'm addicted to McDonald's French fries.
Yeah, they're
I feel like
good.
everybody's they're like whatever seasoning they put in that or however they make them, honestly, it's like if Walter White probably from Breaking Bad is probably like even he would have like a McDonald's French fries addiction.
I'm not into fries. I don't like potatoes in general. The only time that changes is a good poutine from Quebec. I'll have that and New York fries.
Ah, New York fries. A staple of my high school. Shout out to Shea Ashton's in Quebec City. They have a pretty good poutine. A lot of places here have like good poutines.
In Toronto, no way.
What do you mean? Smoke's poutine's pretty decent. It's pretty good.
I grew up on the border of Quebec and Ottawa, like right.
Like
is
it Gatineau?
Hull.
That's called
Yeah,
Hull. Oh
yeah,
Hull.
You know Hull.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know Hull.
I know Gatineau because there's a place called Pig Al's. It's just pretty legit.
That's right at the border.
So the city Hull, Quebec is infamous because kids in Ottawa go across the Ontario border into Quebec at 18, and there's seemingly no rules in the province of Quebec when it comes to underage drinking.
Yeah.
And kids would just go get melted in Hull and have the best time and then come back to Ontario, because in Ontario the legal drinking age is 19. And to our listeners in the United States, like, I know that your whole country is 21, and that's why on a lot of border cities like Windsor and Detroit, kids would go from Michigan over to Windsor, Canada, and just get mangled. And kids in Seattle would go over to Vancouver and do the same thing.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's smart.
I mean, and certainly a lot of college kids.
And I don't condone it, but that's clever.
So that McDonald's meal is the most gluttonous thing that I think I've had. I'm trying to think of like
Are you talking about ever?
Like, whoa.
Because I ate some pretty gnarly like stuff when I was in Asia.
Really? Like where in Asia?
When I was in Taipei in Taiwan.
Like, would you have like a mayonnaise sandwich?
No, I ate hickory scorpion.
Yeah, but that's not fattening. That's not. Well, do they deep fry it in batter?
No, I think it tastes like Pringles chips. So however they make Pringles, I think it probably. I'd sneak soup.
Oof. Wow, you are very courageous.
But that's more like fear factor than gluttonous, right?
Did you ever have the double down from KFC?
No.
With the two chicken breasts, and they had all the stuff on inside, and the chicken breasts were the bun?
No, I never tried that because that's one of those. I will try almost anything,
but not the double down.
You know what? I might take a bite of it, but I wouldn't enjoy it. There's just something that's just too much gluttony. I feel like it's like you just don't need that.
I think it was like 2,500 or 3,000 calories in the double down, and like 100 grams of salt.
Do they still sell that?
I think they sell it in Canada. I don't think they sell it in the United States.
Do you know that in the United States you can order McDonald's as delivery?
Can you?
Yeah. We don't do it. I know, right?
Bringing Scooby-Doo just now.
Wouldn't that change everything? Like, how many times at like 2 a.m. would you have rather ordered McDonald's than pizza? But you just do pizza because it's the only thing that delivers at 2 a.m. If there was a 24-hour McDonald's that delivered, you'd be eating McDonald's way more. This is an open call to the franchise of McDonald's to bring delivery to Canada.
You know what I really like? The 24 hours. Okay, there's only one 24-hour Shoppers Drug Mart it's at like Yonge and Carlton, which is like far from where I live. I love when I'm in the States, the 24-hour Walmart.
Right.
Oh, and like Walmart's like they have like the superstores, which are just massive.
Do you buy your underwear from Walmart?
No, I just as far as clothes go, I don't buy it. I go to Target and I buy like $8 T-shirts.
Target. Where do you buy your undies from?
I just go to the Bay. I just buy it. Yeah.
The good old Hudson Bay Company.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Walmart is it really is one-stop shopping, right? So you can get like
same with Target, yeah.
Oh, is it? So you can get groceries there too?
Yeah. Target like.
Why do you say it like you're French?
Target?
Just say Target.
I don't know why. I think the first time I went to it, I started calling it Target. As I saw the big Target, and I was like, Target.
You're obsessed too. When we keep talking about our recent trip to the ESPYs, but when we were in LA, you kept talking about Target too.
Yeah, I went and I bought like either a $6 or an $8 T-shirt.
Cabbie, when you go to a shoot with Cabbie, he doesn't wear his shirt, so he brings his like dress shirt with him and he hangs it up, and then he travels to the venue in a wife beater, and then until he's ready to go on the air does he put it on.
Yeah, but people don't really understand because I don't.
Hot.
No, it's because I don't want to get it wrinkled. I don't want any wrinkles. That's the reason why. Listen, I don't have a body like Tyrese, so it's not like or Vin Diesel. So it's not like I enjoy being in a wife beater. I just don't want to get my shirt wrinkled with the seatbelt in the back seat. So then I'm on camera and it's just got these wrinkle marks on my shirt. It just looks very unprofessional. I'm unprofessional in many ways, but I just want to make sure that my clothes are not unprofessional.
There's not many people who can say they were riding in the backseat of a car with Cabbie and a wife beater through LA, and I can say that.
Not a good look. Okay, so when we were at the summer party, I've got to tell you this story. So there's a young lady who came to the summer party. Her name is Camille.
Okay.
A great girl, like a new friend of mine. Like I've known Camille for probably like.
Can I give people the backstory about your party a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, so Cabbie and like 11 of his buddies, it's like 10 or 11 of you, right?
Yeah.
You guys call yourselves the Generation X?
No, Fellas X.
Fellas X. And
don't disrespect the crew.
Fellas X, and they are like this tight-knit, I think you guys have been boys for like years and years, and they throw this party, and they go so elaborate that they turn Cabbie's entire 2-story apartment into a like giant club scene where when you walk up the steps and you get to the first floor, there's like a media wall, and there's people taking pictures, and all the guys that are part of his Fellas X crew are all wearing T-shirts, and they're like working behind the bar and serving the drinks. Now the party is open bar. It's sponsored. It's in his apartment, and you go upstairs and it's this beautiful outdoor patio, like rooftop patio. You can see the CN Tower, and they actually project onto the building across from them, like the bat symbol, this symbol that says Fellas X up and down. So it is like it's a but the best part is that when you're invited, you're told that you can't bring any guys. So you can only bring your girlfriends, but then you show up, and as a girl, there are literally no dudes at this party.
That's not true.
Until like midnight, when finally like a couple of your buddies might trickle in. But it is a girl fest to the max.
Listen,
and this year, this year I show up and I bring 2 of my like most beautiful girlfriends.
They're very beautiful.
And we're all wearing white, and we show up. And we're like, where is Cabbie's space? Because it's kind of hard to find. Cabbie has a very discreet, like, it's like very cool New York, like, it doesn't have a number on it door. And so we find this place, and there's like 12 other girls waiting outside wearing white, and we're trying to open the door and it's locked. As we're waiting there for 10 minutes, more and more girls show up, and there's this like crew of beautiful girls all wearing white standing on like this very busy street in Toronto, and nobody's opening the door because Cabbie hasn't realized that the door is locked. So upstairs is like him and his 11 dudes, and all the girls are downstairs on the street.
Listen, I thank you for coming, and it's always wonderful seeing you, and you've come to several of these parties, and
It's so much fun.
okay, so a couple of corrections. I don't live there anymore. Nigel and Frizz live there.
Oh, but it used to be your place.
I lived there for a brief time.
Okay.
And okay, listen, the ratio isn't quite 50-50. Okay,
It's not by a long shot.
there are dudes there. It's just like we don't want to have like a lot of dudes.
The topic of conversation for girls to start a conversation with another group of girls they've never met is, wow, there's a lot of girls. The amount of girls I met where that was how we started conversations.
Really?
Every girl would come up to me. I would say at least 5 or 6 girls came up to me, and that was how they started a conversation. Wow, there's a lot of girls here.
I want to add. I'm gonna add this part in. Not this part what you're saying, but there's a little nugget that I don't want to bring up now. I'm gonna bring up later to like just because I don't want to compound the idea that it's just a gross what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking about the girls, which makes me
There are
have a
guys
brain
that the boys
freeze.
show up later. My theory is that
Dudes always show up later.
Well, because I think you'd probably tell the boys just to bring girls if they're going to come, and then they don't have anyone to bring, so they just come by themselves, but they wait a little bit later. That's my theory.
Like we invite dudes, and we just want to make sure that the dudes there are like halfway decent dudes.
No, I will say this: for all the girls who are listening who want to come next year to your party,
there aren't girls that listen to this podcast.
They're quality dudes. Like, I mean, like you have actors and you have like some athletes and some of your guys in the entertainment, and like it's good dudes. There's like good dudes there. There's only like 4. And there's like 80 women.
Okay, what I was trying to say was I don't want to make it seem like there's a gross discrepancy between the genders. There may be a few more girls, but there are definitely some guys there too. I mean, the last thing is I don't want to house parties are tricky because house parties usually I feel like there's always a lot more dudes than girls, and we take pride in trying to make a nice event. So there's a red carpet. We want to make sure everybody feels cool when they come in because not everybody gets to walk on a red carpet. Even though it's kind of like a fake red carpet, it's still nice to be able to pose and for everybody. So we want to make everybody feel special. There is the open bar. Shout out to Belvedere. And this year, I don't know if you were there for this, but we had an ice cream truck. You may have left before. So we had ice cream trucks. So everybody had free ice cream.
I got the free popcorn. You had like a popcorn maker
right,
and
yeah.
free
So
popcorn.
Shout out to Marika Day who has set up our pop. This year was like a popcorn table, but like a candy table in the past. Okay, so my friend Camille. Sorry, we can get back to this. I know we just always go on these tangents. We're just running through the forest and often veer off the road. So Camille is a chef by trade, and she has a lot of friends in Miami. And she was once at a function at some kind of dinner party or something, and she's talking to a dude, and it's just there's like the standard operatives of standard operating procedures of conversation. It's like, so where are you from? What do you do? And this guy's like, well, I play football. And she's like, oh, okay, cool, that's nice. Like professional football. He's like, yeah. And she's like, for what team? And he says, the New England Patriots. She's like, oh, okay, that's nice. And he's like, well, where are you? I'm like, I'm from Toronto. I'm a chef. And she used to be model as well. And then, so we're listening to this story. We're like, well, who's the guy? Like, is it Tom Brady? She's like, yeah, that was his name. I'm like, Tom Brady? Tom Brady's who you met? What? Tom Brady is like, and maybe you and I were talking, I feel like you've said this to me before. Tom Brady is like the one athlete that men revere more than women.
Yes.
Men have greater man crushes on Tom Brady than women have crushes on Tom Brady.
Did you ever, you probably didn't hear
And I've never met him. I've seen him once.
Is he your guy that you want to interview? Is that your, what's that called? The one?
The Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore.
Is he on yeah, he's probably on the Mount, the four faces. I mean, right now it's President Barack Obama. It's Tiger Woods. It used to be David Beckham, who, of the athletes I haven't interviewed yet. Tom Brady would be on there, actually. And then the fourth would be like, I'd really like to make like Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. But Messi doesn't do interviews. So maybe he would be on it because he's so elusive. But
Messi would be great.
I try to make one of those guys laugh.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tom Brady is like.
What did he eat?
I don't remember. I was just so enamored by like.
I bet you he was on a juice cleanse.
We played this game. So after every party, we have on the Sunday. This time was a Monday. We have a post game. We like to just tell stories of like who met who and who was vibing with who, and then was there any like late night romance as a result of the party? Because I really enjoy that. Like I like handing out assists, and I pride myself on my ability to hand out assists. So we discussed all that kind of stuff, and there were some late night romances and whatnot. But so we were talking about Tom Brady. So then we played this game. There were like 8 or 9 of us on the patio, and we're like, who would you want to be for the day? And there were a couple of young ladies there too, and some of the guys were like, one guy was like, 2 guys said Leo DiCaprio, one guy said Brad Pitt, one guy said Tom Brady, and the girls. I think one girl said Jennifer Aniston, and then we launched into a whole thing about Jennifer Aniston. And another girl, she said Kate Middleton. I bet. So, okay, I'll ask a question to you. If you could be someone for a day, someone famous, some entertainer, actor, politician, celebrity, influencer, whomever, who would it be for you?
Do I have to choose a female?
Yeah, no, you don't have to. I mean, you could be a dude if you want.
I would want to be a dude.
And who would that dude be? I mean, okay, and the context of this conversation, for the men to frame it, we're all about conquest.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's where our minds go. For women, they go for different things. Like Jennifer Aniston, she's beautiful, and she's had a great career and all this kind of... And Kate Middleton is like a princess, and she has seemingly the perfect life, and she's really nice and kind. But dudes, we just went, okay, we go Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Tom Brady, and then I can't remember who DA said, and then I'll give you my pick afterwards.
I would say, I don't want to say it because I think I probably would pick Tom Brady, but I feel like we just said it, so I'm trying to think of something more clever.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be Tom Brady. I mean, that dude's a G.
I might choose George Clooney. I think being George Clooney for a day would be so rad. The thing with George Clooney is if I was going to be a guy, I wouldn't want to be an old dude. Like, I'd rather be like someone a little younger.
Okay.
So mine would probably be Tom Brady, I think.
Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Would you be any of the Ryans, Gosling or Reynolds or?
No, I'm not into any of the Ryans.
Didn't you have a bad Ryan Gosling experience?
He just didn't want to talk to me about being Canadian. That was it.
What?
Yeah.
He's like rejecting his Canadianness?
I don't know if he was rejecting it. Maybe it's just because he'd just broken up with Alanis Morissette and he didn't.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds was
right.
my bad Ryan story. Yeah.
Really? That's kind of disappointing because you have like, not that Bieber is so pro-Canadian, but he does in some of his tweets. He does rep Canada. He does do some, and Drake is 100% pro-Canadian, and he's a huge star. I love that about Drake, and he always reps Toronto. So you know what
I don't get about Drake when it comes to like, let me ask you this. So Drake is like, Drake for a day would be pretty rad too. I wouldn't mind being Drake for a day.
It's not a bad, yeah. The other guy said Jay-Z. DA said Jay-Z.
Oh, that's a good answer. Can I steal that one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what was your point about Drake?
He's friends with Amir Johnson and a bunch of the guys on the Raptors, right?
Yeah.
But then he like parties with LeBron and he's all about the Heat.
Yeah.
So is he like not a fan of the Raptors? Is he only does he only like guys from the Raptors, but he's a Heat fan?
I don't know.
Like if not that.
I don't think he is not a fan of the Toronto teams. But he rides with LeBron. Like LeBron's one of his boys, so he'll support LeBron for probably through thick and thin. It's one of his dudes.
But so is like Amir Johnson.
Yeah, but you could be fans of multiple teams. You could be fans of, you could be fans. I mean, or you could be fans of players. Like in hockey, I don't root for a specific team.
Right.
Because I have friends that play on different teams. So you root for your guys to do well.
Okay. I just feel like because he's so Toronto that like he would be like fan of like the Maple Leafs and of the Raptors and like he just a Toronto
I think
guy.
he tweeted about the when the Leafs were in the playoffs against Boston. Oh, one thing about Naz, don't ask him about Game 7.
Okay.
or like any of the Leafs. I mean, I feel when we were talking, I was like, do people bring that up? He goes, people bring that up all the time. I'm like, man, that's like the dumbest thing. Like,
He brought it up with me though.
Who?
Nazem.
What do you mean?
I made a joke on Twitter one day.
Oh, but your Ottawa went to the next round or something. Is that what it was? I remember seeing that you guys were tweeting at each other.
I don't even think it was an Ottawa thing. I think it might have been a pop culture reference where I just like said like, is this going to be a last minute comeback? Or like I can't remember what I said, but I referenced Game 7 and not at him. Like I just kind of said it. And then I just put like ... too soon, like as a joke, because I have so many like of my followers on Twitter are from Toronto, and they chirp at me all the time for being an Ottawa fan. And Nazem wrote back and he like tweeted it, he like retweeted it and put too soon.
Right, I do. Yeah, I remember seeing some of that. But I mean, but like Game 7, like obviously all those 23 guys, they were playing in the game, they experienced it. So fans, you don't need to tell these guys about where you were or how heartbreaking it was for you, or or how you experienced the game. Those guys were playing in the game. They don't need any friggin' reminders.
It probably breaks their heart, right? That was actually, I will say this for any of the Toronto Maple Leafs fans listening. I went to watch that game, and I was rooting for Toronto in that game. Like I really was. I was rooting for Nazem. I was rooting for all those guys, and I really, really wanted Toronto to do well that game. So that was my one night as a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. We keep
short-lived.
Yeah. My Mike's a huge Toronto fan, obviously. Do you remember our last?
Mike. Who's Mike for the listeners?
Okay, so Mike's my boyfriend.
Okay, Mike your boyfriend. Yeah.
And we, I don't know if you remember this, but our first podcast.
Yeah.
You would ask me if I'd been single for a while, and you would ask me.
A while is like 18 days.
I was single for months at that time, and you were like, "Are you even dating anyone?" I said, "I'm not interested in dating," but I actually just went on my first date in a very long time, the night before our last podcast, and that was with Mike Bradwell, and now
Mike. Oh, you just first and last name on the just putting it out
Mike
there.
Bradwell. Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that.
Yeah, nauseatingly so. You just, yeah, we get it. You're in love. Okay, we get it. We don't need to see the visual evidence every 3 tweets. So the person I would be for
jealous.
The person I would be for the day, I started at Lenny Kravitz.
Okay.
And then I went to Derek Jeter. Because Derek Jeter is also of the George Clooney school of life.
Derek Jeter?
Are you kidding? Derek Jeter is a G.
I think that's a dumb pick.
He's one of the kings of New York. He's one of the kings of the biggest city in the world.
Henrik Lundqvist, I would say, is also one of the kings of New York.
Not a chance.
And he wears better suits.
Than Jeter?
Mm-hmm.
You just think he's better looking than Jeter.
No.
He might be sharper dressed, actually.
Yeah, I think he's sharper dressed.
But Derek Jeter is an icon. He's an icon. He's a G.
Wow, I don't like your pick.
Listen, Derek Jeter is 38 or 39 years old right now. You know who he is romancing? A 23-year-old supermodel.
Is that all it's about for you?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Being awesome like that? Yes.
I know you love George Clooney. I know
yes.
He's one of your kings of the world.
They're called Kings of Earth.
Kings of Earth. And
Clooney, Pitt, Jordan,
Brady,
Tom Brady.
This is Cabbie's nice way of saying these are dudes that other dudes would actually do. Like dudes love these guys so much that they might actually go there. So these are the dudes that guys
Will
love
Smith.
more than girls. Like dudes love these guys more than girls love these guys. But your boy George Clooney's girlfriend, I don't know if they're still together or not, Stacy Kiebler?
Yeah, I don't know if they are either.
She was just in a photo shoot with me. I just met her, and she's
super
nice. Tall in real life. My
what was
God.
the shoot for? Are you allowed to say?
I'm going to.
Wait, don't if you don't wait.
No, it's cool. I think it's okay. I'm in a new campaign for the NFL.
Okay.
So I think I can say that. I think I'm allowed saying that.
I did see you tweet that you were at the NFL office in New York.
Yes.
Like 2 months ago, a month ago, around the draft. No, you went to the NFL draft.
I went to the draft.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was around that time, which is I think in June 24 or something, June 24.
Yeah, and the photo shoot was more recent than that.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, but it's coming out. I think it's not coming out till like fall, but it's for the women's campaign. So
sick. That is awesome.
But I met her, and I actually thought of you because she's super tall and like not. I don't know. It's just not what you would think.
Well, is she hot in real life? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I'm sure she's super nice. Everybody's super nice.
yeah, she's super nice. She's very pretty, but she's not like what you think that like. It's not what Biz Nasty thinks that George Clooney would go for when he can get anything.
But listen, but you're a girl. To dudes, Stacy Kiebler is hot.
I thought she was hot too, and like out of all the girls, like I can recognize like a hot girl,
yeah.
but she's just not like she's not smoking. She's like. She looks very like.
Okay, but here's the thing.
I don't know how to say it. She looks very athletic.
Okay,
like
here's the thing. For dudes of that ilk, when there's like, if you're gonna make a chick your wifey, she doesn't have to be a smoke show.
Right.
She has to be like beautiful.
She's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's
But
just,
for,
I
like-
would have thought she'd be more like. Just because it's George Clooney, she'd always be, I hate to say this, but like more escort looking. But she was more like just a beautiful girl. Like she's pretty. And
But if it's like a girl that you're just, you chill with or you hang out with, she could be a rocket.
right.
Yeah. Well, like you launch rockets, but then your wifey has to be beautiful.
Am I wifey?
You would be a wifey, but you can also but you're also like a rocket too. So you're like you can go on either way.
But I can be wifey.
Yeah, well, you are someone's wifey.
I'm happy.
Oh, jeez, gross. So okay, I'm gonna get you out of here on this. So I went for a run yesterday with my boy Da. Shout out to Dave Andrew Wilder, and
Oh, can we shout out David too for Dave?
who, my Dave?
Yeah.
Like my man D.
Yeah,
Dave?
yeah.
Shout out to my man D.
Because he locked it down. He got a wifey himself.
He did. What? Yeah, I don't know if you want to air out his business. Okay.
He put it on Instagram.
Sure.
And she's smoking. She's
She's
like
hot.
a rocket wifey. She's both in one. I'll say that.
She is a beautiful girl, and she's hot.
Yeah. You go, DK.
So DA and I are on a run, and at the end of the run, we're going back to my crib. This is yesterday, and then so we went on a run, and then we went to see Elysium, which is awesome. So on our way back to my place, I'm like, yo, you can shower, and I'll just, I'll give you some shorts. And he's like, all right. I'm like, he's like, you need a shirt too? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. I'm like, you need like some boxer briefs? He's like, no, that's too far. So then he asked me the question. He's like, well. So I was like, oh yeah, you're kind of right. Like, would I share if one of my dudes offered me underwear, would I wear his clean underwear? I'm like, no, I wouldn't. So I want to ask you, what's like the limit to your sharing, like with a friend of yours? We brought up toothbrushes. Would not share that with a dude friend. With a girlfriend, yes, you'd let her use your toothbrush because you're gonna kiss her.
Right.
So like underwear, off limits.
Do you know that gay guys who are dating each other share underwear? It's like they have one underwear drawer. I found this out when I was hosting the show, when I was hosting One Girl, Five Gays, and a lot of the guys, it was like a fun thing because they could just like move in together and then they just all wear the same underwear and it doesn't matter.
Well, I guess if they're the same size. Not all men are shaped.
Right.
But I didn't know that.
Interesting.
There's a lot about that world I don't know.
Okay.
That's one more nugget.
Well, maybe one day you and Tom Brady and the other kings of your earth will find out.
It's not kings of my earth. It's kings of the earth.
Okay.
Of just earth.
Underwear girls won't share.
Okay, underwear girls won't share. What about deodorant?
Yeah.
You share deodorant?
Yeah.
We won't share deodorant.
No?
No. I mean, if I have in the past, but I've just used like toilet paper just to wipe it off before I use it, and then use toilet paper to wipe it off again.
You're also a bit of a germaphobe, though. What is it with like this weird new thing with guys wearing female deodorant? Like all these guys are now wearing girls deodorant.
Are you kidding?
No, all these
What
guys.
do you mean?
Like it was like a huge topic of conversation in the MTV office, and a bunch of guys were like, yeah, we all, like they wear like Dove or whatever.
Are you kidding?
No, apparently it works better.
Never. I would never do that. I'm loyal to the Old Spice brand. The
Okay.
red deodorant stick with the blue actual deodorant. It's the best. That lasts all day.
You are totally an Old Spice guy.
100%. And they have like 19 different scents. I just stick with that's the best one.
Okay.
Okay, so deodorant what about lip balm?
Yeah.
You would share that with a girl?
Mm-hmm.
Dudes, we don't. That's not.
No, that's gross.
That is gross. What was the other one that we had? Socks?
Yeah.
Socks you wear?
Like clean, right?
Yeah, clean.
Yeah. I think everything clothing-wise, girls will share, except like thong underwear.
Right. Yeah, dudes, it was and I was like, yo, do you want some like Under Armour shorts? He's like, no. But like basketball shorts, that was okay.
Okay.
It's just like the under that.
It's
that was,
undies. Yeah, I don't want my dude sharing undies with other dudes anyway.
Yeah, but your guy's a football player, so like they probably, shared
a lot.
Yeah.
Eskimo brothers,
well,
as
listen,
you would say.
Listen, that's
Every time I hang out with Cabbie, I learn new things about the world of boys that I didn't know about before.
We're cavemen because my maturity has not evolved past being a Neanderthal.
Right.
As always, Aliya, it's been wonderful speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. I learned a bunch of stuff in this conversation from you. I wish that I'm not just leaving with the underwear, the underwear part, because you did give me some other things, and I can't remember them now. I know we've been speaking for over an hour.
I know. Oh, have we really?
Yeah. That's how it goes with us. It could just like a conversation that could just go forever.
Do you think that it breaks people's hearts that I revealed that you'll never get married?
No.
Okay.
Girls, they're not lining up to listen, AJ, I'm the fun guy.
No, here's your problem.
I'm the fun
I will
guy.
leave off with this is that all my girlfriends who have ever liked you, interested in you, wanted to hook up with you.
But who are zero? There are zero.
Are you kidding
no,
me?
There's never been one. I would
This
I
is
would
what
put
you always do.
I would put the value of the company we work for, the value of their stocks on the, if I could use that as collateral. And it's $1 billion company we work for. So I'm willing to wage $1 billion of someone else's money that this is totally false. You're about to say.
Well, you just bankrupted Kevin Kroll because that is
good dude.
That is unbelievable. Anyways, I'm not gonna sit here and fight with you about it. But every time I tell you about my girls liking you, you always go, "There's no way. There's no way. There's no way." And I think you undervalue the fact that girls want to make you good husband material.
No, not
It'll
possible.
never happen.
You mentioned Kevin Kroll. Do you know that dude, when he was growing up in Ohio, he used to be a door-to-door dog food salesman?
No way.
He used to sell dog food.
He's a cool dude.
And knew every chick in the neighborhood. I'm like, dude, that is on some level amazing.
That's really sweet, and I like that that means he probably likes dogs too. I actually met him, a really random story about him. I met him at the season opener a few years ago of the Leafs and Habs, and there were 2 Maasai warriors from Kenya in the booth with us.
Oh.
It was our first time out of Kenya, and we were at the ACC. Imagine how you explain jumbotrons to people who have lived in a tribal village for generations.
And ice hockey and hockey in general.
And it was the weirdest.
They're skating on ice.
It was so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really weird night. Anyways.
That's great. If you haven't already, and you need to, follow Aliya Jasmine on both Instagram and Twitter. It's at Aliya Jasmine, ALIYA JASMINE. She's a great follow, and you got to check out Play with AJ every Thursday on MTV at 9 p.m. Eastern.
And I might put up a bikini pic at the cottage.
What? Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for listening to Cabbie Presents, the podcast.